Hello to both new Rail Splitter families and families entrusting another of your children to us in Lincoln Park. My name is Dan Mercer, and I'm the Executive Director of School Improvement in Lincoln Park. On behalf of the school district, we would like to welcome you to Kindergarten Signing Day. We are excited and grateful that you choose to entrust your child to us for their educational needs and wanted to make sure that you have all of the information needed to make this partnership a successful one. Whether this is your first student enrolling in the Lincoln Park Public Schools or you're returning to us, we want to make sure that you feel a strong part of what makes Lincoln Park special. That is the schools, the families, and the community. In Lincoln Park, you will find that we aim to meet all students' needs throughout their school career. From the full-service Henry Ford Health Clinic at Lincoln Park High School that services all school-aged children, to social work support in every building, and free breakfast and lunch for each student every day. Our goal is to make sure that students are supported and ready to learn when they enter our classrooms. This support extends to our families as well through the District Parent Resource Room located at Lafayette Elementary. We invite you to explore your options throughout this resource, which includes support in healthy food choices, English language classes, citizenship classes, access to community resources, and so much more. We believe that every student and family can be successful when given the supports if they need them, and we strive to do that in Lincoln Park. As your child prepares to start kindergarten, we wanted to review some kindergarten readiness expectations that you can work on between now and the start of the school year. You've been given a Lincoln Park readiness checklist that looks like this. While all of these skills are not mandatory to start kindergarten, the further ahead your student is, the more successful their kindergarten year will be. Let's start at the top of the checklist with academic skills that can give your incoming student a big boost. Letter recognition is key for your student on their journey to reading and writing. Being able to identify and name both lowercase and uppercase letters allows your student to start this journey as soon as the school year begins in September. Students should also be able to recognize their first and last name when called upon and be able to recognize their names in writing. This is going to be a big help to both the students and their teachers. We recognize that many students have nicknames that may be used more often in the home than in the student's legal name. For example, my name is Daniel, but at various times in my life I've gone by Danny or Dan. If your student has a similar experience, please help them to recognize their legal name and communicate to the school office and teacher the name that your student uses regularly. As we move away from the alphabet and into numbers, helping your students learn to count to 10 or higher gives them a big advantage as well. Students that can count objects to 10 when school starts begin their math learning journey as soon as possible. Counting can be done in English or in our student's home language if it is something other than English as well. Either way, a student's relationship with numbers and counting objects gets stronger with practice. Counting cards on the street, blocks on a table, or family members in the home are all good practice. In addition to being able to count, being able to identify numbers in written form strengthens this number sense as well. Next on our checklist is the section on fine motor and pre-writing skills. If your student doesn't have experience holding a pencil or other writing utensil, now is a great time to start that practice. Practicing with a proper grip as shown here helps to strengthen the muscles used for the fine motor skills and allows for a student to build stamina as they learn. At the beginning of the school year, your students' writing and drawing may be very basic, but as they continue to learn, you will see them develop letters, words, sentences, and shapes. The more students get experience with this at home, the more successful they will be in school as well. At home, you can start with drawing basic shapes like a stick figure human or pet, practicing shapes and letters, and even holding crayons and markers correctly to color in a coloring book. While we'd prefer students get practice on paper, there are also many apps for electronic devices that would allow for a student to practice their grip with a stylus, and writing and drawing as well. Letting students play with Play-Doh, string beads or dried noodles, model clay, write with sidewalk chalk, or build with small blocks like Legos also develop their fine motor skills. As your student starts kindergarten, you'll be surprised at all they are capable of doing and how much their fine motor skill and strength plays into all of that. Have fun with this, and your child will learn and develop those skills along the way. Moving on, let's take a look at the self-care and independent skills section of the checklist. Kindergarten is a big adjustment for students and can be exhausting as the school year starts. Working on these skills at home will help to build confidence and reduce frustrations during the school day. As students start their school day, they'll be offered breakfast. Some of these items come in single-serve packaging, and students that can open them themselves often feel a sense of accomplishment and are a great help to teachers and their classmates. Practice with milk cartons, water bottles, and small food containers can go a long way to guide your student towards independence and are always appreciated. It's also helpful to have your child practice cleaning up snacks independently, as they will be asked to do this after breakfast and lunch each day. In addition to that, your student's bathroom training needs are important to address prior to school starting. We want your child to feel independent and successful, and a big part of that is the ability to use the restroom completely on their own. This includes wiping, buttoning or zipping clothes, washing, and returning to class. Teachers have a great deal of responsibility when it comes to educating your child, and stopping to support toileting needs can be disruptive to everyone's learning. Practicing at home by having your student enter the restroom on their own, use the bathroom for their needs, button or zip clothes, and wash their hands and return is helpful. Kindergarten students are expected to be able to do this when the school year starts. If there are medical concerns that prevent your child's independence, please make sure that these are shared with office staff as soon as possible so that teachers can prepare for your student. The final section of the readiness checklist is the section on social and emotional readiness. This can be a really difficult area to assess when you are with your child every day, and we completely understand that. It's hard to know how they will react to different scenarios when you aren't around to support them. Your child's kindergarten teacher is well trained and experienced in working with a variety of needs in this area, and your child will quickly develop a strong relationship with them. Pretty soon, you'll be hearing from your child, "My teacher said to do it this way." That's a fun experience for parents everywhere. With that being said, there are still things that you can do to help prepare your child socially and emotionally as well. Working with them to follow single-step instructions like clearing their eating space after a meal or putting something away after they play with it, and reminding them that they will have to do the same in school will be very helpful. Playing board games where students learn to take turns and wait patiently, or reading books out loud together so they can practice sitting and listening, will lead to quick successes as their school year begins. If your child hasn't already, getting them involved in a small group activity with kids they don't know will help make the transition to school easier as well. The Lincoln Park Public Library, as well as others in our area, offer get-togethers for young students, including reading, arts and crafts, and more throughout the summer. They also offer access to the Michigan Activity Pass, which allows library cardholders to reserve passes to museums, metro parks, and more for free or limited cost. Getting your student involved early and often helps them to prepare for their school years away from you and also lends itself to great family fun. While we know that starting kindergarten can be tough on students, teaching them to advocate for themselves and talk to trusted adults like their teacher when something wrong is going to make that experience all the more enjoyable. Practicing identifying needs like having to use the bathroom, needing food or water, or not feeling well, and then communicating this with the right adults empowers them to be their own best advocate. In Lincoln Park, we want to teach and help raise students to be independent, self-sufficient, and advocates for themselves. We believe that working together with you to achieve that goal is our greatest reward and look forward to our partnership for years to come. At the end of your student's time today with their teacher, they are going to get a checklist from a brief academic assessment that they have completed with the kindergarten teacher. We invite you to use this document this summer to work on some of these skills to give your student the greatest advantage they can have as they start their school career. Throughout the year, you will also receive further communication from their teachers and other school staff about student progress. We know that a big part of the success we will have here in Lincoln Park with your student starts at home with the work that you do to support them and us. So to conclude this message, we want to thank you for that support and once again welcome you to the Lincoln Park Public Schools family.